Let's go through a few more examples of how we solve linear equations when we need to use the distributive property. So the steps are still the same for solving, but now we just have the distributive property thrown in here that we need to complete first. So like I said, the first step is to simplify the expressions on both sides so that we're working with the most simple equation possible. So I see that we have parentheses, and so my first thought is that I need to distribute. Distribute means that this number, whatever it is out in front, is multiplied by everything on the inside of the parentheses. So we have a 2 times x is simply 2x, and 2 times the positive 5 is positive 10. Okay, so now the parentheses are gone, and I've used the distributive property, and this is equal to 14. Now I can solve this, and it's rather simple now. I need to get rid of the positive 10, so the 0 pair with a positive 10 is a negative 10, because a positive 10 and a negative 10 combine to be 0. But don't forget, whatever I do on one side, I have to do on both sides to keep this equation balanced. Okay, so a positive 10 and negative 10, like I said, add up to be 0. So I'm left with 2x on this side. And then on this side, I have 14 minus 10, which is 4. Now I have 2 times x, so I'm going to divide this into 2 groups and do it on both sides to keep it balanced. 2 divided by 2 is 1x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I've solved this linear equation, and the solution is x equals 2. Another example. This one's a lot like the last one. We need to simplify the expressions on each side. So this side, I see parentheses, so that means distributive property. The 3 is going to be multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times a negative 2 is negative 6. Make sure you keep track of those signs. Okay, and this is still equal to the negative 12. Now this expression on this side is simplified, and now I have a pretty easy equation to work with. I need to get the variables all by themselves over here, so this negative 6 needs to go. To get it to go away, I need to find the 0 pair with it. So the 0 pair with a negative 6 would be a positive 6. A negative 6 and a positive 6 combine to be 0. So whatever I do on one side, though, remember to do it on both sides to keep things balanced. Negative 12 plus 6 is negative 6. And then I'm left with 3x. And like I said, this is a 0 pair. They add up to be 0. So this is my equation. Now I have a negative 6 equals 3x. And this is a 3 times x, so I'm going to divide it into 3 groups. Divide by 3. Okay, 3 divided by 3 is 1x. Divide by 3 on this side, 2. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. So I solved, and the solution is x equals negative 2. Okay, hang in there with me for one last example. This time it looks a little bit bigger, but same process. So simplify this side of the equation. The very first step before you do anything, if you see parentheses, you want to do those first. Okay, so use the distributive property first if that's one of your choices. So we have 2 times the 3x. 2 times 3 is 6, so we have 6 x's. And then 2 times a positive 1 is a positive 2. And then we still have minus 2x equals 10. Okay, is there any more simplifying I can do? It looks like there is. I have 6 x's and I have negative 2 x's. I can combine those. I have 6 x's minus 2 x's. Leaves me with 4 x's. I simply did 6 minus 2 and got me 4. Okay, so 4x plus 2 equals 10. This is a simple equation that I can solve now. Need to get rid of the positive 2. The 0 pair with a positive 2 is a negative 2, or subtracting 2. And remember to do it on both sides to keep things balanced. So that combines to be 0, and I have 4x equals 10 minus 2 is 8. So 4 times x, so we're going to divide this into 4 groups. Divide this side by 4 as well to keep it balanced. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so I have 1x equals 8 divided by 4, which is 2. Lots of 2's. Okay, so I solved, and the solution is x equals 2. Okay, so really, this lesson is just a bunch of examples of how we use the distributive property when we're solving equations. Go ahead and move on to the last lesson video, where I'll do a couple of the trickier examples from your homework assignment.